Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, Yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I'm your host today, Japheth, with
Jackie
and
Little Jimmy Kretmer. Remember that from Recess? Little Jimmy.
oh
Kretmer.
yeah, he had those swollen eyes, and he like he's seen
pulling
things.
some obscure here.
and he had the
Little Jimmy
episode
Kretmer.
about
He had the
the
streak
kid.
in his hair. It was like a white
Yes.
streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also have
Father Yodler.
My
Dad's like looking at him.
alias,
He's like, "Hey, you need to introduce me."
my alias is taking over the show here.
And today, Peter has hinted we're kind of gonna talk about obscure things
Yeah.
that like you never picked up on. Lately, like this last like few months, I've seen on YouTube this guy called Ivan Mars. He's known as the movie detective, and like he has all these
dramatic videos.
very dramatic shorts where he goes, "It's been 28 years until, and I never realized that
I'd make
Snow
that-
White ate a piece of pie, but not any pie, a poison pie." No, it was like, it just goes on. He uses the same voice, very haunting music, but he does a good job in like doing this conspiracy theory, kind of connect the dot, using Easter eggs to create a story.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of like Pixar theory, sort of.
And so
aspect.
we did an episode on Pixar theory. Can you kind of explain Pixar theory, because a lot of these are jumping off of that because of
Sure.
And so Pixar theory is dealing with just Pixar movies.
Right. So the Pixar theory is the theory that all the Pixar movies are interconnected in the same universe. So like Monsters Inc., Incredibles, Cars, they're all on the same timeline, but they take place at different aspects, and they kind of share this whole overarching storyline. To sum it up, like it basically starts with The Good Dinosaur, or some people say it starts now with Soul. But it's basically a story about how it's about Boo trying to reunite with Sully. She uses time travel to reunite with Sully, so they say like Boo is the witch from Brave, and that's why like she's obsessed with bears and things like that. But like all the Disney movies are interconnected through some means or another.
Yes.
So,
And so this is all comes
and
about
there's-
with
and,
just
and again, we had like a whole hour-long episode just talking about how they all connect. So go back, listen to that.
and so some people try to explain like very obscure scenes, and they're just all like, "I never noticed this." And so some of them we'll talk about is the big one I'll start off with is The Incredibles, and then Snow White, and then we'll do Star Wars.
Okay.
All right. So in The Incredibles, I don't know if you guys ever noticed that Syndrome, he kind of has the same eyes as Mr. Incredible. And that Syndrome also has freckles. Kind of like who, Peter?
Dash.
Dash. And then Syndrome's hair kind of sticks up too. Does there
like Jack.
like Jack? So what's floating around is that Syndrome is Mr. Incredible's son before he gets married. And so there's a
Love
cue.
child.
It's a love. Yeah, it's something outside of that, of the marriage of Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible. You know, and there's the theory that when born with a human mother, there is no superpower. But he does have super intelligence. Obviously, he can do all this. But there's a cue where Mr. Incredible tells the cop, make sure his mom knows where he's been, or what he's doing. Not his parents, his mom. Why so specific?
Why not say your father?
Why not? Yeah.
Right.
And there's also this thing where he's like obsessed with being his sidekick. Like he's missing a father figure. So this is where it is that Syndrome is Mr. Incredible's son. Bow now, bow now. Coincidence? I think not.
I think I know why Disney cut that out. It was probably in the script originally, but they said,
Seems
no.
complicated.
We're going to have love children in this. Oh, it won't be the only one we've got going on in The
Right.
Incredibles. So, also with The Incredibles, in Doctor Strange, in the movie, the second one, we see him going through fights, and there's an animated universe. And so it's all like the buzz and Marvel, right? Is like multiverse. Well, the theory is that the Incredibles are actually the Fantastic Four in the multiverse. Because, hear me out, Mr. Incredible, he would be
The Thing.
the Thing. Elastigirl would be Mr. Fantastic. Violet, Invisible Woman. And Dash would be Human Torch. Very similar personalities. And then Jack would be what? It'd be Franklin,
Right.
the baby that was born by the Invisible Woman,
Right.
who has like ultimate power. If you've watched the Fantastic Four, you will know he is very powerful and sought after. And so the theory is that the Incredibles are a multiverse of the Fantastic Four. Like, we were watching that movie
Yeah.
and they had the boar,
Yeah.
and I was all like, did they just rip that off of the Incredibles?
Right.
It's like, is that the same
Yeah,
one?
The Underminer.
Oh, so that's why Disney had to buy Marvel to avoid the lawsuit
With the
that,
Underminer.
that
yeah.
Marvel was going to do. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
So it's actually a deeper conspiracy theory that
Yeah, this
because they made Incredibles ended, they're like, we got to buy Marvel now.
Yes,
The Underminer is actually a Marvel character.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I stopped in the movie and I was like, hey, Peter, is that the same
Yeah.
villain from the other one?
Different
Peter's like,
name.
Peter's like, no.
It's a different name, but same premise. It's like the same
This
vehicle.
one's more believable than the first one.
I mean, you get it. Both teams are wearing like matching suits. The Incredibles,
Instead
the
of blue, it's
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Whereas Mr. Incredible's suit was originally blue.
it was blue, and then also it's got that futuristic, mid-century modern
Yes.
style. Takes place in around the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
And
I'm
it's-
or at least Pixar just ripped it off from the Fantastic Four.
And now they've got the same composer for Incredibles as they do for the Fantastic Four.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh,
it is.
Michael.
However you say his
He's
last
in the
name.
multiverse too.
Yes. His music goes everywhere.
Fantastic Four.
Have you guys heard about the conspiracy about Edna Mode's capes?
No capes.
Oh, right.
That's very famous, right? You
Yes.
say Incredibles, capes, and she goes, no capes. And so, yeah, there's the infamous cape debate where Edna Mode says
No capes.
a mantra in The Incredibles wasn't just a quirky, fashionable rule. It may have been a deadly warning. And some fans believe she played a subtle but pivotal role in Syndrome's downfall. So Edna Mode secretly designed Syndrome's suit and intentionally included a cape, knowing it would be his undoing, because she was all about being the exclusive superhero.
It's true.
I used to design. There's nothing super about supermodels. I used to design for gods.
And so it would be known that she was the designer.
Which is funny because she's pointing at these sculptures that have water capes
it was
when she
before.
says that.
And so Syndrome was like, I'm a superhero,
And I need a cape.
but I need
she's like,
I need an outfit, but
right.
I've got to go to the one and only Edna Mo.
But yes, it's never confirmed in the movie, but it's kind of the theory suggests that she may have subtly sabotaged him. There's also the theory that Edna Mode came up with the no capes because Stratagirl was her daughter, and her daughter is the one that died being sucked into the engine.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, there's some.
They're sad.
Not all of them are a happy ending.
Not
you
a
know,
happy ending. It's Pixar. It's not Disney.
So there's another incredible one. There's quite a few incredible
There's quite
ones.
a few. Like,
This
I'm
one is all
curious
like,
which ones you're pulling
oh,
out.
I'm like,
oh,
man, there's
yeah.
some good ones.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed that the children look like the parents, except for Violet? She kind of doesn't look like.
Milkman.
You know what? That's that. It's there. The theory is either she's adopted or from an affair. So Violet's hair is black, and she's got like a rounded nose that stands out, and then the rest kind of matches with the other family members. You know, Mr. Incredible with Dash, and Helen with Jack. You know, and then but Violet's real father could be Snug Porter. He was the pilot and close friend of Helen. And know what's creepy? Not creepy, but what gives it? You know what's creepy about this? A child not. No, it's that there was a scene in the movie
In the original.
And the original
there
Incredibles-
was a deleted scene
where she's holding a picture
of him.
of him right next to her nightstand. Other pictures in the background with the family, but Snug Porter and her are in this.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't a maybe it was Violet was born before Mr. Incredible and her got married.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe she had a child beforehand.
it may have been before. It may have been to like, well, we can save face, or maybe this is an opportunity to get out.
But so is the pilot a superhero?
No,
No, he's not.
he's not. And so this is where the theory comes in that it's through the mother where superpowers come from.
Oh.
That makes sense.
And so Mr. Incredible may have found this out with Syndrome, that you can't have a super son unless you're with a super mom. All right. So yes, that's this kind of like feeds
The
of
mom-
like
the mom
the
carries
genetic,
gene.
transfer of superpowers come from the
Who
mom.
knew there was so much drama with the Incredibles? I feel like we need like a reality TV show of the Incredibles.
Are you gonna talk
Like
about
Housewives?
Frozone's wife?
No, we can talk about that one.
Oh,
You can talk
okay.
about that one if you want.
It's just this one's not much of anything, but like you don't see Frozone's wife, you only hear her voice. But actually, if you look at the wedding, Frozone is sitting next to another super that could be his wife.
Mm.
Ooh.
So the Incredibles are we talk about Pixar. They share the same universe, but there are Easter eggs in these where the Incredibles, Ratatouille, and Finding Nemo are in the same. So the first villain in the Incredibles, Bon Voyage, he's a French villain from the Incredibles in the beginning of the film, and you see him in Ratatouille, where he's a mime on a street, briefly. When Luigi catches Colette, when they're kind of like doing the cutesy montage of their like falling in love. So you'll see him in the background. And then also you'll
So
see
he went crazy. He went to the restaurant. He's all like, "I'm gonna blow everything up. Rats are cooking my dinner. I'm gonna blow everything."
or he's
up
all
now."
like, this mime business is not coming through. I need some money. There's also a can of caviar called Nemo. And and it's and it's because you know what caviar, it's fish eggs, and so like the it's funny in the
my.
videos he shows it and they show like all the eggs before they're eaten in Finding Nemo, and I was like, wow, that guy went dark on that one.
That's too dark. No,
I didn't know
thank
about that
you.
Easter egg.
And then there's Bruce the shark from Finding Nemo. He never met his dad. He says it, and he goes,
Right.
he was killed by humans. On Mr. Incredible's desk, there's a picture of him catching a great white.
Oh.
I never knew my father.
And Nemo in the dentist's office, there's a kid reading a Mr. Incredible comic.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So they share, and it's these Easter eggs, but you're like, maybe they are in there. After you've been going through all these, you're like, it all makes sense. They're there together.
Oh, so they're going to be a massive Pixar movie with everybody in it, kind of like the Avengers Endgame.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Crazy. Pixar, let's do it.
But they'll learn that, like, man, the last time we did this, it killed our franchise.
Or did COVID kill it? I don't know.
I think it's the bubble phases are killing Pixar right now.
Yeah.
Bubble people.
What
I
was-
saw all the people look like bubble people. Like,
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah.
all
They
brown.
haven't found their look yet.
Yeah.
Let's get into Jack Jack. Jack Jack's in Monsters Inc.
Yes.
He is. You know this?
Yeah, we talked about this in the Pixar.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Okay, so in Monsters Inc., there's the hysteria when the CDA is looking for Boo, right? And, or what we believe is Boo. Because in the TV interviews, there's various monsters accounting their
right.
experience.
Yeah.
They go, the kid flew over me and blasted the car with laser beams. Does
Out
Boo?
of his eyes.
Out of his
Out of
eyes. Does Boo have laser beams?
Pick me up.
I think not.
Like a dog.
Yeah, there was one. Try to run because I try to run from it, but it picked me up with his mind powers. I don't remember Boo having mind powers. And at the time when you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, they're just joking about like,
The over-exaggeration.
yeah, like people making up stories and hysteria. But then you're like, but the movie came out like 10, 12 years later with his like powers, and you're like, okay. And so the theory is Jack can travel through dimensions, which we saw in the second movie with the scanner device. He goes, yeah, he travels through dimensions, and they have the device and it says 4D, which means it travels through time. And so when he's going from one room to the other, he's really going through different dimensions.
Wow.
And he may have gone forward in Pixar theory to monsters.
Right.
Because the theory is what? The monsters travel through time to get the magic of humans, right?
Right.
To energize their town.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's like, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I was all like, he was in Monsters Inc. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
I
crazy.
didn't remember that one.
All right. So here's another one with Jack Jack. He's actually, have you heard that Jack Jack dies in The Incredibles? Actually, before The Incredibles movie?
No, not Jack Jack.
Jack Jack dies. So it is believed that he is Gamma Jack. You're like, who's Gamma Jack? And so he is briefly shown, like when Mr. Incredible is going through the database and seeing all the superheroes that have been killed off by Syndrome's killer bot. And Gamma Jack actually killed one of the prototypes, but the newest one, the one that Mr. Incredible fights, got Gamma Jack. And so if you look on the DVD, there is a profile option and the extras, and it shows you the different superheroes and their abilities. Gamma Jack is super powerful. And I can't forget which one he was, but it just kind of aligns with what he is. And so with Jack Jack's chaotic powers and him going through time, there's a moment when, like, I think Edna Mode goes like, he may fall out of it. And so the theory is that he got stuck in another dimension later on in life. And so he traveled through time, and he had to like grow up by himself.
So doing what they did in Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
where time traveled through them instead of him traveling through time. That's how
Yeah.
Ant-Man became baby Ant-Man.
And so it's interesting how like the future or alternate versions of him got stuck in a fourth dimension, and that's how he crossed over. And like Gamma Jack kind of like, it's really just a dimensional echo of Jack possibly trapped. And so Gamma Jack's ability was to electromagnetism radiation. And if you look when Edna Mode is writing notes about powers he has, and like remember when the power went out, that was the electromagnetism And so it kind of goes like, oh, that power was kind of shown, not the radiation version, but they also believe like he had this superiority complex that they were superior beings. And they're like, well, that doesn't go along with what Elastigirl was saying, because Jack goes like, why can't I use my powers? Dad says I'm special. And he goes, and Mrs. Incredible goes like, we're all special, Jack. You know, like everyone's got something unique, but not Edna. Edna's is like, no, you're special. You're a god. Like he does these like poses. And so he may have like, he becomes like mini Edna when he's getting babysat. And so that influence rolled over into that babysitting and created this godlike complex from there. And so people believe that Gamma Jack is Jack Jack.
Oh my.
And then, like in the video game, Gamma Jack can shoot green lasers too. They came out of his little Lego hands, but
Yeah.
I was like, that one, I was like, whoa, Jack Jack died. But like they show him like hanging out with Mr. Incredible, and you think about it, you're like, what would you do if you travel back in time and you're all by yourself?
Right.
Like, I would be like, well, I would want to go with what's familiar. And so he connects with his dad back in time with Frozzo to, you know, fight crime, you know, and at least be close to family that way. You know, so
Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, actual only child is Dash.
It's Dash.
Or is he?
We don't know. And like, we're like, maybe Incredibles 3 is about Jack Jack and Gamma Jack. We have no idea.
That's true.
But the internet has completely made this up. I'm just like,
What? This is no.
I thought this was real.
all right, let's leave the Incredibles. I think I've beaten the conspiracy out of that movie by now. All right, you know, Little Mermaid, Cinderella, and Peter Pan are all in the same universe.
Little Mermaids.
Have you heard this? I know Peter has.
No, I have not.
I don't know. So in The Little Mermaid, on the wedding boat of Vanessa and Eric. Oh, I'm hot. The king of Cinderella and the Grand Duke are seen in the background in the chaos of it all.
They were invited to the wedding.
They were invited to the wedding and they're on the boat. So that makes Cinderella connected to it. Also, in Cinderella, when the town folks go ahead to read the king's proclamation, there's a shadow. It's a pointy hat with a feather. Who has a pointy hat and a feather?
Peter Pan's shadow.
You're Peter.
Peter. Yes, I'm Peter.
You're Peter. No, Shmi. Who is this imposter?
Don't know how many years, so okay, I can go with Peter.
Right? And so in The Little Mermaid, here's this. In Little Mermaid 2, because we all watched them, right?
Yeah.
For that very
I was
painful, excruciating
obsessed
ranking.
with Little Mermaid too.
My wife loves Little Mermaid too. All right. We see Athena, Ariel's mother, and they were killed by humans on a boat, right? That came into the
Oh, this is
bay.
the prequel one, not
the prequel one.
not the sequel.
It is the sequel, but they show back
Do they?
Yeah, they do like a flashback. Don't
I
they?
thought- No, there's a separate one with
Is
like
it?
Ariel's beginning.
Okay, maybe it is Ariel's beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Everything here is wrong.
What? This is all made up?
This is not the first time we've
So
seen
this
Athena.
isn't going to be on the test?
This isn't on the test. It's
Okay.
not on the
All right.
whiteboard.
All right.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've seen Athena, because how they portrayed Athena, she looks like the mermaid who's the closest to Peter Pan when they're in the lagoon.
Right.
So they're saying there's a connection there. You know, she has red hair like the mermaids, closest to Peter Pan. And maybe the humans killing the mermaids were actually pirates, and Captain Hook was responsible for the death of Ariel's mother.
Oh.
And we've seen this. Mermaids and pirates can be in the same movie. You know that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So, Peter
Jack
Pan,
Sparrow.
Captain Jack.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. No.
So Michael Bolton is related to Cinderella.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready for some Snow White?
Yeah.
Let's hear the Snow White
Have you heard about Dopey?
about why you can't
The
talk.
Dopey theory?
Sure.
Why
no.
does Dopey not have a beard? Because
He
it's
has some imbalance in his body.
he just can't grow a beard.
Hormones.
Hormones.
He
Yeah.
lacks the testosterone to grow facial hair.
So there's this theory out on the internet that he's an abandoned child found by the dwarfs, and somehow he just never learned to speak. He's got like selective mutism, like a psychological disorder, and so it's out there that Geppetto could be Dopey's father, and he's in deep regret of the abandonment of his child for whatever reason.
Wait, Geppetto abandoned his child?
Yeah,
They're just saying-
Dopey.
Yeah, Dopey. That's being slung around. Or
Does Geppetto have big ears?
his ears stick out
Yeah, there we go.
and his nose is red and he's kind of clumsy. Remember when he's scared? He's quite similar, and it's kind of suspicious that Snow White comes out and the next movie is what?
Pinocchio.
The sequel.
Man, Walt Disney's a genius.
It was just
He
so
was a
planned.
genius.
So there's also out there that Dopey is Geppetto.
Dopey is Geppetto.
So he is Geppetto. So maybe he wasn't abandoned by Geppetto, but he is Geppetto. So one version says the dwarfs found the baby Dopey, mistook him for one of their own, and raised him until he grew taller, like Elf. And then they kicked him out.
I imagine growing up and be like, get out of here.
You're not one of us. But I want to be a dentist.
I want to be a toy maker. I'm gonna Cuckoo
Nobody
Clocks.
wants a Charlie in the box. No, so as he grew taller and more human-like, they kicked him out. And so he wandered from like Germany down to Italy and became a woodworker and started a new life. He may have learned the woodworking from the dwarfs because you look
I thought
in their
Pinocchio
cottage, there's a
takes
bunch
place in
of.
Germany.
It could be in the Alps. I thought he's Italian. It's in the Alps area, I think.
Yeah, because I thought they were.
Maybe it's Stromboni that's throwing us off. Maybe everyone thinks it's Italian since he's talking, but nobody else talks like Stromboni.
right.
True. And he's traveling.
But how many other
believe-
people do we meet besides the fox and the cat bad guys?
I believe Pinocchio was an Italian tale.
I think you're right. I think it is an Italian tale, but I think the movie takes place in Germany. I think. I could
But-
be wrong.
But it's like it just seems like the only body of water that's in Germany is in the north. And I don't see them going to Pleasure Island like, let's go to Sweden to have fun at Pleasure Island. We have
good point.
meatballs and IKEA.
Lots of donkeys in Sweden.
And so, there's that theory because he has the same eyes, facial features, and he's clumsy. And so they say it's just another sequel of Snow White. Have you guys heard that Snow White and Wish are connected? It's kind of like,
Okay.
it's kind of known. So, like, the evil queen from Snow White is really King Magnifico's daughter from Wish. The evil queen's father was cruel, vain, and told her she was ugly. And so she became, asking the mirror for validation. And so when Magnifico gets trapped in the mirror, he's forced to tell her, what she's seeking. And so, but there's also the red book with dark magic that Magnifico, evil queen, has a magic book. I don't see too many evil magic books at Barnes and Noble, so I imagine it's a select few have this. And also there's seen a poison apple on Magnifico's desk. So I think they're pulling from the same book. I'm just saying, or it could be the movie has a billion Easter eggs and it's connected to
Yes.
everything.
Nope, that's not what it is. Nope.
Is it connected to the
Mary
whole-
Poppins? I don't think so.
Is it a featured animated film?
Well, it says Mary Poppins in there.
It doesn't say me.
Yeah, it says, it was like, oh, you want to be like a nanny or whatever. He says, Poppin' this one. Like that's when he's like breaking.
that's-
He does
okay.
do a Mary Poppins
Oh.
reference in the movie.
Have you guys ever wondered who the skeleton was in Snow White?
I mean, growing up, I always assumed it was the huntsman.
You thought it was the huntsman?
That's what I had.
Boy,
always
that's a
thought.
quick rotting right there.
That's what growing up. That's what I had always thought.
We don't know the timeline of Snow White.
That's true. It is a cartoon.
Yeah.
It can move quickly in time. So in the Golden Book, King Leopold, who's Snow White's dad,
Oh, it's the father.
Thanks. We're all going along this journey. I could have just blurted that out, but this is Jay.
I worked
story.
so hard on all these, and you're like, King Leopold, that's the skeleton.
I at least shared a story that I knew wasn't the
You
answer.
could play along, Jackie.
I got
Play it up.
I got too excited.
It's King Leopold. It's him.
I'm eating the popcorn.
Feed me more, please. No, so in the Golden Books, it says the king disappeared without being seen leaving the castle. So right before the evil queen leaves, she kind of looks at the skeleton and like as it's a trophy, and kind of playing with it. So the queen's ruthless, and it's obviously clearly capable of murder, and she tries to kill her own stepdaughter. So it's no stretch of the mind. In order to become the all-powerful one, you have to get rid of the king and keep it somewhere. Might as well in your secret evil lair. So that's kind of where it is. Yes, it's King Leopold, Jackie.
Whoa! I didn't see
I
that
had
one.
no
coming.
idea.
Here's another one that stretches with Snow White, the evil queen, and Mother Gothel.
She's dead.
They both die. They have that in common.
They're both bad moms.
The bad mom, bad stepmoms. So the evil queen, they say, fell off a cliff, and Mother Gothel finds a flower at the bottom of the cliff.
Oh,
Coincidence?
That is some connection you're drawing there.
that's
No. Hear me out. All right. They are similar in their haggard look, and there's a painted red apple in Rapunzel's tower.
because they don't have apples.
Connection? Yeah. I think it's there. No, it's one of those like, really? You made a whole episode on like a short online for this? And I'm piggybacking off. I'm reacting towards it. Yeah, so it is there. And here's the really sad one for Snow White. Is it a happily ever after?
Depends on your
Or is
spiritual
it not?
beliefs.
Yeah. The theory is true love can break the spell. Did the love's first kiss wake Snow White? Was it true love's kiss? The spell called for sleeping death, but she may never woke up. It said in there, beautiful even in death. Not sleeping death. And then you see the prince. He may have come in and been a guardian angel or an angel to take her. Because where does he take her off to, Jackie?
To a castle in the clouds.
Castle in the clouds
Oh.
with golden lights. Finally, it took me 30 minutes to get Dad into one.
So she's
She's
She died
dead.
at the end. Wow. No wonder you hear the organ music right before.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoa. This is.
Wow, man, I went through 10 of them to get Dad to react. For a second there, I fell
That's still
asleep.
thinking about the first one.
He's all like, Jack isn't related.
Man. Yeah, taken, where no living can go, and that's why the dwarfs don't go with them. You figure they guarded her. They would have been like, hey, come on, guys. I got a huge castle over here.
You can mind my clouds all day.
Right. But no. She's dead.
She did.
Wow.
Yeah, that one, I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then I went down his
I
rabbit
can see
hole, and there's
that.
some really, you guys ready for some Lion King family tree drama?
Oh, yes. There's a lot. Yes, there's definitely some like.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
Let me
Yeah.
spoil
Here we
it.
go. Yeah. So Nala escapes Pride Rock, and there's a deleted scene where Scar tries to like make Nala his queen right? It's kind of it is deleted. And so Scar and Nala are reported to have a kid, and it's Vitani, the one in Lion King 2. There's all, because Nala's eyes and Scar's hostile look kind of embodies Vitani. Like, you could see it. Or another theory is that there's only 2 males in a pride that can breed. Right. And so the theory is that Nala's actually
Simba's sister.
Yeah, it's Scar's child.
Oh.
Because Nala has green and yellow eyes, so does Scar.
Okay.
And so I could see why Disney's all like, maybe we shouldn't have this scene where Scar's trying. Because you get like, why did Nala leave? Because you kind of assume like she's looking for food because of Pride Rock is like in a drought. So there's kind of those questions. Here's another one. In the end of the movie, we see a cub presented to Rafiki, and you're like, all right. And then in the second film, you see one, but it doesn't look the same. And you see Kiara presented Rafiki in the beginning of Lion King 2, and it's a different one. And like Simba's really aggressive in that movie and trying to protect her. Mm-hmm. And so in the Lion King adventure book series, not film, I know we're stretching here, it was reported that the son's name was Copa. And so it's believed that Copa was killed by Zira. That was the woman that was Scar's mate that was banished. Because usually, like, the Pride doesn't banish, like, females. Maybe, like, agitators. But they're saying that's the kind of what fed into Simba being so protective of Kiara. Because of Copa disappearing. So that's up. Here's one I kind of have fun with. Lion King Zazu can predict the future or bend it to his will.
Superpower bird.
Superpower bird.
Is that who killed Iago in the tiki room?
Bad I'll tell you this. It was bad wiring. I saw that one. I saw the pictures of that one. Scar did not die from the hyenas. Where do we see Scar later?
He's the
lion card?
No. He's in another feature film that comes out in the 90s. It's my favorite Disney.
Oh, Hercules.
Hercules, right?
Oh, right.
He's one of Hercules' 12 feats. Punches him, and then you see him wearing Scar's pelt. And then he throws him on the floor like a pelt. Throws him like on a rug. And what does Zazu say? I want to make him into a throw rug.
Ooh.
Whoa. Don't mess with Zazu. You want a little Lilo and Stitch action? Maui's in the movie.
Maui. Oh, because of the fish? Like
Pudge the fish is Lilo, is Maui. Because Lilo believes Pudge controls the weather, and that's why she feeds him peanut butter sandwiches every Thursday.
Not tuna.
To keep I know, that's monstrous.
I know.
It's to keep the skies calm. It sounds quirky until you remember Maui is the demigod of wind, sea, and sky with the power to lasso the sun and shapeshift into different animals, right? So the theory suggests is that Maui may have shapeshifted into Pudge as a form of penance to protect, because why? Lilo's parents died in a car accident during a storm. So if Maui had a hand in that weather accidentally, maybe he's doing this kind of penance and this guilt. So when you see Pudge, it's really Maui.
Interesting.
Hey, Jackie, who's the real villain, since you like to spoil things in Encanto?
Oh, Grandma. Grandma's the real villain.
So easy to predict, right? It's Dolores.
Right.
Ooh.
It's Dolores.
Yeah.
Do you want to go down this rabbit hole with
let's
me?
go.
All right.
I've heard these.
I got my seatbelt on.
All right.
Dolores.
So Dolores,
Which one's Dolores?
which power does she have? Do you know? Anybody know?
She can listen.
She can hear everything, right?
Yeah.
She can hear Luisa's eye twitch. That's pretty remarkable. Where's Bruno in this whole thing?
In the walls.
in the walls.
She can hear him.
She could hear Bruno.
She knew Bruno was there the
She
whole
knew
time.
Bruno was there all along. Him eating with the family on the other side of the wall. Totally fine with him just chilling with his rat friends, going crazy. And so she also knew if Maribel found Bruno, then the miracle could be fixed. Dolores did not like her gift. She goes, it's driving me crazy, because she hears everything. And so if she could fix the miracle, then she's stuck listening to everything and she's going crazy. And in the end, you see Dolores and the family on the door. She is sad. Everybody else is smiling, but Dolores is sad.
Okay. I didn't notice the
I
door
didn't
thing.
notice the sadness.
Right, you see a whole family, it's golden. You're like, that's the door. 2 seconds, you're like, happy, 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 sad. No, you don't. But like somebody like paused it and manipulated it so they can manipulate my belief of this in Encanto.
You mean they photoshopped it to make this?
Dolores, and I'm all like, wow, that is kind of. Dolores knew the whole entire time about Bruno and was
Well,
fine
maybe
with
she's
it.
sad that she didn't do anything about it, and she could have saved the family. Maybe that's why she's sad.
She wanted to be the hero.
Maybe she wanted to be the hero, but she's too afraid. Like she was afraid for her one true love.
I don't know.
I'm just throwing it out there. There's always two sides.
That was a very nice apologetic, rebuttal to it, but I think she is the true battle.
Hey, this theory is ironclad, Jackie.
It's locked
There's
down.
no loopholes. There's no other perspectives. This is what it is.
These are direct connections. These
what
lines
it
do
is.
not get
No.
muddled.
No.
Not at all.
So Snow White's dead?
Exactly. It is. You guys we talked about curses, right? So in Pirates, the last movie, all the curses were broken when Poseidon's trident was broken, right? And you see Orlando Bloom finally with Keira Knightley, and you're all like happy. But then you see Davy Jones' shadow was seen, and Orlando Bloom wakes up, and there's those wet footprints and a barnacle. So does that mean Davy Jones is coming back for another movie? Maybe revenge? Do you fear a dead villain making a reprisal? I think so.
We had to bring Barbosa back. Let's
Did he-
bring Davy Jones back.
All right, Pirates with, do you know the lore of the Black Pearl?
No.
All right, so Jack was the original captain of the Black Pearl, right? It's my ship. So Beckett of the East India Trading Company gave Jack a ship called the Wicked Wench. I think that's what it was. I called it the Wicked Witch, and I was like, that's not it.
Nah.
It's not a
That's part of a Wizard of Oz? Okay.
Hear me out. Elphaba is the child of Captain Jack.
If we're looking at Once Upon a Time, the TV show from 15 years ago, totally a thing.
So the story is that Beckett, or Jack found like a cursed treasure, and Beckett wanted him to extract it, and Jack was like, no, and he had 100 slaves to like go do it, and Jack Jack refused, and so that's where Beckett gave him the pirate scar that signified that he's a pirate, and also he burned the original ship. And with the captain, what do? You go down with your ship. So he went down, and that's where he meets Davy Jones and makes the deal.
Oh.
And so he owes, because the slaves were supposed to die in that ship, but Jack makes a deal with Davy Jones for those souls, and that's where you get the premise for the second film, because Davy Jones is seeking after his 100 souls from Captain Jack for his deal. So the Black Pearl was created by Davy Jones, because it had burned, and it put it all back together, and it's kind of have that tattered like sails.
Right.
It's faster than any ship. It comes out of nowhere. It has a mystical ability with it. And so
Where do the stories come from?
this story comes from a book,
No,
actually.
I'm making a joke from the movie.
Yeah.
To talk about how and there's no one that survived.
Oh,
to
yeah.
tell the tale. Where do the stories come from?
All right, you guys ready for some Star Wars? All right, let's do this. Star Wars now.
Star Wars. There's a lot of Star Wars.
I gotta be a ton of those.
There's a ton. Okay, we're going to talk about Padme's sacrifice theory. So
Padme's dead?
Padme's dead. All right,
Padme.
follow me here. Follow
She
there.
lost the desire to live.
Yes, and then, so they kind of make like you're like this kind of weird. Like she died of a broken heart. You're like, what?
Lame.
It was so weak.
She
but
was sad, so Leia could say that she was sad.
she was beautiful in the womb.
I
So-
saw her beauty in the womb. Wait a second.
Luke's like, I don't remember her. He was turned around. He couldn't see the beauty from that part of the
Yeah.
womb. No, so Padme dies the exact moment Anakin becomes Darth Vader. Well, at least that's how it's cut in the scene. But for the purpose of this theory, we're gonna go with that. And so, while giving birth and Anakin's being constructed, suggests a symbolic exchange of life, because you learn, how to get a lightsaber. You have to sacrifice a crystal. You have to kill the person of the lightsaber and
Bleed it.
bleed the crystal. So there's this symbolic with the Sith and sacrificing. There can only be two, so there can only, a master has to die in order for a new one to come. So Vader's reaction to learning about Padme's death captures the raw emotion of the collapse of Vader, and it reinforces that Padme's death was finally the severance of Anakin's kind of humanity. And so it was like a life force transfer theory where some fans believe Anakin, in his rage and desperation, unconsciously drained Padme's life force to survive his injuries on Mustafar because of their connection. So Padme is not just a tragic figure dying of a broken heart, but more of a mystical sacrifice. So it's kind of like a redeeming, apologetic.
So it connects them kind of like Rey and Kylo, where they're what do they call them? Is it a dyad?
Yeah,
Or-
they're like a force connection
Yeah. Okay.
where they feed off. Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about the Star Wars titles, right?
Oh,
To
the
rearrange
rearranging
them.
of the titles. Yeah.
So we'll just indulge it right here. So episode 1, we known as the Phantom Menace, not the matinee, the Phantom Menace. It's like the opera, but this one's a lower level, like a bantha. All right, so it should be called The Rise of Skywalker because Anakin Skywalker is discovered and he begins his journey.
Yeah.
So I think that seems more appropriate. And then you have episode 2, Attack of the Clones. That really should be called Revenge of the Sith. The Sith begin orchestrating the clone army and all that. Then there's episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Should be really called Attack of the Clones because of Order 66.
Yeah.
They're the ones attacking.
What? The whole battle in the last 10 minutes of the movie? That
That
not
defines
where-
the whole movie.
That defines the whole movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like the 10 minutes of the Phantom laughing,
Right.
in episode 1. Episode 4, A New Hope, should be really called Return of the Jedi, with Obi-Wan beginning training Luke and marking the return of it. Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, should be really called The Force Awakens. Luke trains with Yoda, awakening the Force abilities within him. And then you have episode 6, Return of the Jedi, should be really called The Last Jedi, with Anakin redeems himself and returns as a Jedi, and Luke becoming the last of his kind. And then episode 7, The Force Awakens, should be called The Empire Strikes Back, or The Dead Empire, the First Order. And then The Last Jedi should be really called A New Hope, because Rey trains with Luke and drinks blue milk.
What a new
Green.
hope.
It's green milk.
Green milk. Sorry,
Green
it's
milk.
blue in
Yes.
Tatooine. And then the last film, The Rise of Skywalker, should really be called The Phantom Menace because the Empire's been around the whole entire time on life support.
And Palpatine is the Phantom.
That's funny.
All right. Easter eggs for Star Wars, so not really in there. Stanley Kubrick's space capsule in 2001 is found in Watto's junkyard. And then Quinlan Voss. We all know Quinlan Voss, right? No, we
Sure.
don't. He's
No.
the guy who had the gold on his face.
Right.
He's a Jedi. You see him on like the Clone Wars where he's jumping like hills with Obi-Wan. They do this jumping thing. But he's also the one who fell in love with the Sans Ventress, and he becomes like a Sith for a moment.
He
and
helps create the path.
yes.
The path to transport forced children out of the Empire.
Yes.
It's the story plot for the Obi-Wan series.
So he's seen in the background, and he wasn't really originally supposed to be a Jedi, but they kind of pulled him and that used that character later on. Do you know the Star Wars ET Earth connection?
Nope.
No.
No, you
Wow.
don't?
Well,
Here we go.
yeah, here we go.
Can't ruin this one, Jackie. All right. We see.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Is he
No,
related to Jabba?
not yet. All right. So we see an ET aliens in the Senate of Episode
Right,
1.
right,
You know,
that's
like
right,
the
that's
Vote now.
vote now. Yeah, the vote of what was it called?
The vote of
No confidence.
yeah.
And in the book of Cloak of Deceptions, an Asogian, I probably butchered that, comes from a planet called Brood Asagi. Their senator said they funded an expedition to a planet where they left one of them behind. So that kind of says that in Star Wars there is time travel. Because what does the beginning of the movie say?
A long,
In a galaxy.
Far, far away.
Yeah. It was
long time ago.
in a galaxy far away. Yeah. So there's and then in E.T., the movie, there's a Halloween scene where E.T. sees a child dressed as Yoda, and he gets excited. And what does he say? Home, home. He recognizes Yoda. That's the moment that sparks speculation that E.T. knows Yoda personally, and he can recognize him from his other galaxy.
I think it was Grogu. He was thinking it was Grogu, not Yoda. He was confused.
He knew Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
All right, I think this will be the last one. This is called Carbonite Dream. Have you guys heard this?
Okay. Yeah, I think I know where you're going
It's
with
all
it.
a
But yeah.
dream.
Carbonite Dream. You've heard of fever dreams, right? And everyone's like, what happened to Han when he's in carbonite? You know, he's stuck, but his brain's got to be doing something to be alive, right? And people believe that he's in a fever dream, and that fever dream is Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones movies
There's a connection.
is part of Star Wars. Here we go. First, Indiana Jones meets, if you go in time,
Is this before or after the Yetis? Or is it the Snow Giants?
I don't remember.
I
And the
forgot
Snow
what the-
Giants, yes. So, the second film, Temple of Doom, is really before
It's
the
the
other
first
movies,
movie.
right? So Indiana Jones meets Chang in what club? Obi-Wan.
Club Obi-Wan.
So he's pulling from what he's familiar with.
Oh.
He saves children enslaved in a temple of doom because Solo was what? Enslaved by a crime boss. He's also tasked to get 3 stones, stones of which that we've seen in Andor, in Luther's antiquity shop. It's on one of the shelves. There's also the collapsing wall with spikes. Where was Han in a collapsing room? That's right, a compactor on the Death Star. All right, there's similar traits of run after the enemy in the temple, like where he's
it's called a
chasing.
garbage masher.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry,
I remember
compactor
this
masher,
from one of our prior episodes. It's a garbage masher.
Masher.
not compacting.
No,
just
it's-
a mash.
It's a masher, garbage masher. Because Luke says, "Turn off all the garbage mashers on da 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 da."
On the detention level. Yeah.
There we go. Peter with the details and
was- we-
slowing me down.
I know.
All right, here we go.
Adding substance.
So do you remember the scene where Indy is chasing on people on the cliff? Like he beats a couple of them and he runs in the direction of the enemies that they're running, and then a huge group starts following him. Where did we see that? We saw that on the Death Star when Han is chasing stormtroopers, and then he's in a room full of stormtroopers. We've seen that before. Also, I think this is in the next one. In Raiders of the Lost Ark and South American Idol can be seen on the Antiquities in the Solo movie as well. Let's say the escape from the Big Ball Cavern is similar to trying to escape the asteroid snake. Where Leia goes, is that cave closing? So there could be similarities there. Also, the big ball could be the Death Star.
Well,
All right. And then the plane that they escape on, it has OBCPO on there. So maybe he's pulling from the characters there. When Jock's plane starts up, it's a familiar sound. It's the sound of the hyperdrive failing. Han knows what that sounds like. Indy hates snakes because of Lord Lady Proxima, the lady that was in charge, like that, the Oliver Twist kind of parallel. Jectano Porkins, do we know him? Porkins. He's the guy that's the first to blow up because we would joke that he dropped his donut.
He dropped a donut. He's like, oh, I've almost got it.
And he blows up. Well, we see him again as an FBI agent asking for help for the Ark of the Covenant, and Han feeling guilty that he didn't come in sooner to save the day, reluctantly helps because he feels guilty for his death. Solo's also fighting an evil empire in Star Wars. The evil empire is the Germans. Yeah. Marion is Princess Leia. She's captured. He rescues her. And there's that kind of like push-pull dynamic.
That's just damsel in
and then
distress.
when
Jackie, don't ruin the carbonite theory. It is true. All right.
you remember Princess Leia doing the drinking game, right?
Right? She could throw down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can hold her liquor. That's why she sounds like this eventually.
Who have we seen shoot first? Solo shot Greedo first, right? And then when Han is confronted by a big man with a sword, what does he do?
He shoots.
Off the hip, like that. No time for this. And the Well of Souls, there's hieroglyphics with who? C-3PO and R2-D2. They're there. Why was the Ark sought after? Maybe Han had seen it in the galaxy. The Ark is seen in Galaxy's Edge on the second floor in Doc Ondar's den and the Antiquities in Batuu. Why have it there when it could be in the Indiana Jones ride? Maybe because it belongs in Star Wars. In Crusades, there's the coaxium high stone, train and Solo battle. Where do we have in the opening scenes of Crusade? A train scene. A battle on top of the train. The same music can be seen played at Donovan's party as in the background music of the recruitment film in Solo.
Wait, John Williams?
He's part of the universe too.
Oh, wow.
He is. He is in part of the unit. He is. He's in there.
He's in there. He makes a cameo.
He does in the last movie.
Which movie?
In Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
You mean
He's
the
like-
Phantom Menace?
Yeah, the Phantom Menace. Yeah, he's like a bartender at the one planet where they have to reprogram C-3PO.
Okay.
He gets a very prominent cameo. Like he gets
Everybody knows,
close-up
like-
on his
I
face.
vaguely remember that. Haven't seen it
Yeah.
since it came out, but yeah.
There's also very similar people that were in Crusade that you see in there. There's Donovan, who looks like General Veers in the Battle of Hoth. There's also Hitler. He's Captain Nemus, who's strangled by Vader. Apology accepted.
Captain Nita.
You know, and then there's the fever dream, you know, where they have the Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull can be seen in the background in the movie Solo. There's Bad Feelings said by Indy. Was it Bad Feelings said by Indy? Has been said that Solo and other Star Wars character, he goes, I've got a bad feeling about this. Where does he say that? He says that throughout. Everybody says it in Star Wars, basically. His partner that betrays him, parallel to Lando Calrissian. There's the fridge escape scene. It's like, it's really weird, but if you think of it as a space capsule escape, it kind of makes sense. And that's why it kind of works in the fever dream.
Yeah, because of course it's a dream. Indiana Jones is a dream, so that's how he survives.
And that's how he
in nuclear
survives.
blast. Makes
And all
sense.
that. A big explosion, a nuclear explosion, a ship. That's what you're going to do. Solo and Leia have a son. Marion and Indy have a son. The Temple of the Crystal Skull looks like the temple on Yavin 4. I mean, the evidence is all over the place. It's just clear as day. Indiana Jones is just a dream.
It's almost like it was made by the same people.
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
It's just, they're too different. You know, how could they cross over? I just don't see it. So that's it. That's all like the different theories and stuff that's come out, and I feel like I've been going on for just nonstop.
you
Like
have.
I feel like that uncle that's been going nonstop at the table, but like, you know what I heard? I heard this, and you're just like, can I just eat my Thanksgiving without hearing about this and that and
Your
this
conspiracy
mystical?
theories?
Yes, you know. Did you hear about? No, I don't. I can't do it right now. Well, I just gave it to you all in this.
So we
Okay.
should have saved this for Thanksgiving.
We could have
wait.
saved this for Thanksgiving.
No, he saved it so we don't have to hear it on Thanksgiving, right?
I got it all out of my system. I'm like, woo. So yeah, Uncle Japheth has shared his conspiracy theories of his movies
With the world.
with the world. Yeah. So which one was the shocker to you, Jackie?
Snow White's dead.
Snow White's
That's
dead.
gotta be it.
That's probably the biggest one.
So when you see Enter the Park, it's just a zombie
Ooh.
or a ghost. How about you, Peter? Did any of them shock you? You are on the
I
internet
know,
looking
I
for
am.
Disney.
I think I don't think I had ever heard the Geppetto's son.
The Dopey Geppetto.
Dopey Geppetto's son.
The
I don't
Yeah,
connection.
that one I
Ever
don't
heard.
believe.
What? You don't believe this? This
No.
is 97% fact-free information.
Are you saying this podcast is not real? So I've got to give credit to Ivan Mars, the movie detective. He has got shorts. He's been like, I can't do anything without seeing his video on there. So a lot of it, where I got the information stems from. So
And now that your podcast has been playing this and we've been saying his name, guess what? Your YouTube feed is just going to be filled with
it's
that.
blowing up. And so with that being said, those who have been listening to us to this point or have made it to the end, what
Amazing.
Disney,
Props to you.
Star Wars, jeez, ouch, I worked hard on this. If you guys, the audience, have heard any theories, any character connections besides there's an Easter egg from this, an actual story using the Easter eggs, we would love to hear it. Or even if you have a link of a YouTube video, I am all about going down the rabbit hole of a conspiracy. And please keep it Disney. Disney or Star Wars.
Yeah.
We'll stay in that
Yeah,
realm, please.
we don't need to go down like the Jurassic Park rabbit hole or
And the Marvel one can be a little tricky. That one's
Marvel ones. Yeah.
so. With that being said, please reach out to us on our social media. And with that, Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember,
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.